Namaste everybody, welcome to day 8. Today we have a flow which is going to be, it's not even going to be that much of a flow, to be honest. We're going to take it very, very simple and very easy today and just learn to embrace the beauty of life and embrace whatever it is that we have. Embrace whatever body you have at the moment, whatever body you're living in, and to embrace the present moment. So there's going to be a fair bit of meditation in today's class and a little bit of shoulder opening, hip opening, but it's mostly going to be a lot of just reflecting, taking the time to really love ourselves and embrace this world and the situation, whatever it is that we're in. Okay, so take a nice comfortable seat, whatever seat you would like to take. At this point, you're even more than welcome to sit at a chair, or you can even take a shavasana and lie on your back if this is more comfortable for you. Just do whatever feels right for your body. Okay, we're going to close our eyes, sit up nice and tall, sucking in the lower belly, just ever so slightly with your hands on your knees. Roll your shoulders back and down. Close your eyes. Start off with your natural breath. Just enjoy the silence throughout our practice today. Anytime you notice your mind starting to wander elsewhere, perhaps it starts to wander about the rest of the day, maybe about what you've done for the day, or maybe about the past or the future, remember to start to embrace the present moment, the moment that's happening right now. Embrace whatever it is that's surrounding you. Start to feel that loving, warm embrace of your rib cage, the way that it protects your inner organs, your lungs, your heart. Start to really feel that, tuning into the inner body. Feel how your skull embraces and encages your mind and your brain, and how it protects it, loves it, nurtures it, looks after it. I want you to imagine that you're inside a bubble, and this is a bubble that nobody could get into. You're inside your own wall of love, and that if anybody tries to harm you through the bubble, whether it be physically, verbally, mentally, just feel your own loving, warm embrace starting to wrap around that person, starting to break down their walls. Perhaps there's somebody in your life right now that you're in conflict with, that perhaps you haven't seen eye to eye with. Picture that person's face. Take a moment just to take in all the details of that person's face, the shape of their eyes, the way their cheeks start to curve as they smile. Imagine them having a smile on their face. Perhaps even notice the sound of their laughter if you can hear it. Now start to imagine that smile starting to fade away. Start to remember that that person feels pain, and sometimes that pain they try to use in a way that makes themselves feel better. So any conflicts you have in your life, try to give them love, try to give them that smile back. Start to send that person, that face that you've got in your mind, some positive energy. Use that positive energy to see a smile upon their face once again. Start to see the corners of their mouth tilt up and their eyes light up. Imagine giving them an embrace, hugging them, telling them everything's okay, perhaps forgiving them. Now turn that awareness towards yourself. Imagine yourself in the mirror. Think about how many times you've been in conflict with yourself. How many times you've told yourself, I'm not good enough. I've got a fat belly. My legs aren't skinny. Whatever it is that you find yourself saying to yourself, perhaps even on a daily routine, acknowledge that pain within. Acknowledge that comes from somewhere. It comes from somewhere deep within. Picture yourself in the mirror with a smile. Look at the shape of your mouth as you smile. Look at your eyes as the corners of the eyelids turn upwards. Imagine there's sunlight on your hair, lighting it up, making you look like the radiant human being that you are. Flaws and everything. Now picture yourself with your smile starting to fade and a bit of a sad face. Maybe anger, maybe disdain, maybe dislike for yourself. Allow those feelings to just settle. Accept them, and then just allow them to pass. Now imagine yourself giving yourself a hug, embracing yourself for your flaws, for everything, for the imperfect, perfect person you are. One of my favorite quotes is, "We would all cease to exist without imperfection." That's very, very true. All of those little imperfections that you may dislike sometimes, that's what makes you who you are. Love them, embrace them. It's okay to not be perfect. Nobody is. Keep that image of yourself in the mirror. Let go of the hugging of yourself. And imagine a smile starting to turn up on your lips, pushing your cheeks up, creating that beautiful curve. And now let all the images fade away. Return back to the breath, back to the sensations in the body. Breathe and feel that love that you've just sent yourself. Feel that it's okay to be you. With your eyes closed, inhale your hands to the sky, draw them up to touch the palms, and then back into your heart center, receiving all of that positivity, all those positive thoughts. Bow your head. Thank yourself for being here today. Our 8th day of practice. What a blessing. Inhale your hands once again, keeping your eyes closed. And exhale it to your heart center. Namaste. You can open your eyes. We're going to begin by just releasing our legs. Stretch them out in front of you. And just take a moment to sit through the sit bones. Point and flex the feet. Show your legs some love. And then start to lean forward, and let's just stretch through the hamstrings. Go only as far as you can. If you need to just sit up, that's fine. Keep your hands on the ground and keep your back as straight as possible. Really engage through the feet. I'm going to come to the side. So really engage through the feet wherever you are. If you can come all the way down, start to fold down over your legs. Show them some love and really embrace your legs. If you need to bend the knees, keep them bent. If you have the flexibility, try to keep them nice and flat to the ground. And breathe here just for 2 breaths. Engage your Ujjayi breath now. Inhale up, raise your hands to the sky and into your heart center. Now let's come back into a cross-legged position. We're going to do, if you were in a cross-legged before, make sure you swap whichever leg was on top to the opposite direction this time. If you can remember. I actually can't even remember which one I had. Okay. Sit up nice and tall. Take your left arm in front of you and your right arm underneath the left, so you're making a cross. Now cross the left over the right, so you're creating a nice little wrap here. This is eagle arms. Okay. If you can't touch palm to palm, that's fine. Just keep the back of the palm with the other back of the palm so that you're still opening through the back of the shoulder blades. Sit up nice and tall and pull your elbows down towards the ground. Wherever you are, pull them down towards the ground, embracing the arms together. Keeping that intention in your mind that you love yourself, that you love everyone around you, including those you've had conflict with. Now inhale your arms up to the sky. Look up. Keep your shoulder blades away from the ears. And feel that lovely stretch around the back of the shoulder blades. Exhale them back down. And again, inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale, bring them down. Unwrap your arms, take them out. Inhale, look up, arch the back. Take a little back bend here. And let's cross our arms the opposite direction. Let's take our right arm underneath the left this time. Sorry, our right arm on top of the left. And remember, you can just wrap once, that's absolutely fine. If you can wrap twice and you can bring your palms together, then try that. Drop your elbows down towards the ground, close your eyes, sit up nice and tall. Embracing the arms, embracing your hands, bringing them together, uniting them. Inhale up. Look up and just hold this for a few breaths. Exhale down. Inhale up, look up. Receive all that positivity. And exhale, release any pain you may be harboring. Inhale up. Exhale and release. Release your arms. Inhale your hands to the sky. Hands above your head and down to the ground. We're going to do the same with the legs. So let's wrap one leg underneath the other. This is our left leg underneath our right leg and our right leg on top. Now you can just stay here. If this is enough of a stretch, just be here. If you can go deeper, start to bring this right leg closer towards the right hip, so that we're now in Gomukhasana legs. If you need to, you can lean forward and bring your knees closer together and then sit back between your feet. Sit up nice and tall through the spine. Place your hands onto that top knee. Sit up nice and tall. Remember, you don't have to have this leg down on the ground. It can just be propped up and just hold onto your knee. You should feel a nice release in that glute on the right side here. Take one more deep breath. Wherever you are, let's take the opposite arm to that leg, so your left arm to the right leg, and take a little spinal twist here. Looking over the right shoulder. And then back to the center. Feeling the embrace of the legs together as if they're hugging each other. Feel those sensations. And if they become too intense, just start to release them. Now let's bring our hands to the ground, lean forward and release your legs, bringing that right leg back and take the left leg on top of the right. We're going to do the same on the other side now. So sitting back or keeping the left leg lifted and just above the right. Whichever's better for you. Come into a nice comfortable seat. Hands on your feet, hands on your knee. Sit up nice and tall and enjoy that sensation on the left side of the hip now. Take 2 breaths here. And let's take our right arm to the left leg and start to twist through the spine. Looking behind and over the left shoulder. And remember to embrace this present moment. When your mind starts to wander, come straight back into the body. And exhale, let's release. Back to the center. Maybe have a little wiggle with the body if that feels good. Come forward and let's release our legs. Now let's take our legs out in front of us and we're going to do a little bit of core. Not very much. So a lot of this is on the mat today. A lot of just accepting and embracing this moment. Start to lean back. Come onto your tippy toes. You already feel the core starting to engage. Keep your stomach nice and strong. You can even just stay here and just feel that core, really sucking it in, sucking that pelvic floor right up into the tummy. Or perhaps you can lift your legs and just hold behind them. Coming up for our boat pose. If you can, go a step further, start to lean backwards and release your hands. Just take them out in front of you. Hold this. Just 3 breaths here. Come back down. Open your legs out into our butterfly pose. You're doing a counter pose for the other hip stretch we just did. So don't worry if your knees don't come as low as mine and they up here, that's fine. Just sit up nice and tall, pushing your hips forward. Embrace that, enjoy that. But if you can come forward, start to lean forward. Just feel those hips starting to open up, pushing the soles of the feet together. If you want to go further, come down onto your forearms. Allow your head just to look down, keeping long through the spine, keeping long through the neck. And then come back up. Now we're going to come back on, we're going to come onto our backs. Bring your knees to your chest and give them a nice hug. Embrace yourself. Showing yourself some love and some gratitude. Some acceptance. Bringing that awareness and that presence into the body. And let's open up for a happy baby. You can grab onto the ankles and just be here. Make sure that your arms are on the inside of your legs. If you can grab onto your feet from the outer side, then do that and pull your legs down towards the body, opening up through the hips again. Releasing any pressure, releasing any stress and anxiety. Just being here in this moment. Now let's release the legs. Let's wrap the right leg on top of the left. Now you can do this once and just leave it there, and we're going to take a twist. Or you can wrap them twice for our eagle legs. So just like we did with the arms, but now with the legs. So imagine your legs are really hugging and embracing themselves. Start to send your hips over to the right side. Now wrap the right on top of the left once or twice. And allow the hips to fall to the side. Feeling that beautiful spinal twist. Feeling the whole body just loving itself. Having gratitude for this moment. Having acceptance for what is. Inhale your knees to the center. Uncross your legs. Send them up towards the sky, and let's cross in the opposite direction. So now the left over the right, but first send your hips slightly over to the left. I'm going to have to move my mic out the way and cross the left over the right once or twice. Allow them to drop over to the side. And try to keep your shoulder blades down on the ground. Feel an inner smile starting to develop. Feel that embrace of the legs. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale and let it all go. Inhale to the center. Bring your hips back to the center and release your legs. Send them up to the sky. Hands over your head. Keep them as straight as possible up towards the sky and start to engage your core. Just hold that there. And breathe. And then very slowly, you can take your hands to your sides and place them a little bit under your bum. Before we come into our final resting pose, you can slowly start to take your legs down to the ground. As slowly as you can, engage everything, including your glutes. Savor every moment. And then release your hands, release your spine, release your hips, allow your legs to be hip distance apart and your arms a few inches away from the body, palms up towards the sky. Close your eyes and embrace this moment, this beautiful moment of silence and bliss. A very peaceful, relaxing practice today. Sometimes we have to listen to our bodies and give it what it needs. Just like you do when you water a plant, or if you feed your cat or your dog or your baby, you give them what they need. Do the same for you. Listen to that inner voice. Let's take a moment of silence and just embrace the silence around us. If your mind wanders, bring it straight back to the breath and back to the sensations in the body. Don't beat yourself up because you had a thought come into your mind. That's completely natural. Just 1 minute of silence, of peace. And I'll meet you in a minute. When you're ready, start to move your fingertips and your toes, feeling the life coming back into them, feeling that gentle sensation of tingling. And then start to move your hands and your feet. Inhale your arms above your head, interlace your fingers and really stretch through the body as if you're just getting out of bed. Inhale, let's go over onto one side of the body, just fall onto the side, keeping your eyes closed. Take a deep breath in, exhale. On your inhale, slowly come up, but keep your eyes closed. Come into a nice comfortable seat, sit up tall through the spine. Hands on your knees. Take a moment to just appreciate what you've done for your body. It was a nice, gentle embracing practice. Try to carry this with you throughout the day. If you've done this in the morning, if you've done it in the evening, go and relax and embrace the night. Wherever you are in the world, be proud of who you are, what color you are, what shape you are. Just be happy, embrace it. We're all beautiful. We are all divine. With your eyes closed, inhale your hands to the sky, palms together, draw them into your heart center. Bow your head. Take a moment to thank yourself once again for choosing to take this time for you, to start to embrace who you are, to start to embrace your authentic self. You are beautiful, you are unique, and you are divine. Namaste.